Some wounds don't come from strangers. They come from the people who are supposed to protect you. Growing up, there were always two of us. Same face. Same age. Same home. But not the same life. One was always praised. Always called smart, special, the future. The other was just there. Every small mistake became a reminder. Why can't you be like the other one? At first, it didn't hurt much. It just felt confusing. But over time, those words started to stay. They didn't leave. They grew. School became a place of fear. Not because of teachers or exams, but because of what would happen after. If the marks were low, there would be silence. Cold, heavy silence. If they were high, it still wasn't enough. Because someone else always did better. And slowly, a belief started to form. Maybe I'm not good enough. But nothing could have prepared for what happened next. Because one day, everything changed. It didn't happen with a big fight. There was no shouting. No warning. Just a quiet decision. A bag was packed. A few clothes. A few things. Nothing more. There was confusion. Questions. Fear. Where am I going? No clear answer came. Just one sentence that stayed forever. You'll be better somewhere else. Better, for who? The door closed. And just like that, the world changed. It's strange how fast life can shift. One moment, you have a place. The next moment, you don't. There was no understanding of what was happening. Only one feeling remained. I was left behind. Not because of something I did, but because of who I was believed to be. The new place wasn't home. It was just somewhere to stay. There were people. There were rules. There was food. But there was no warmth. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. At first, there was waiting. Waiting for someone to come back. Waiting for someone to say, it was a mistake. But no one came. Slowly, waiting turned into acceptance. Life became quiet again, but not peaceful. There was a constant thought in the background. Why wasn't I enough? It followed everywhere. In school. In conversations. Even in silence. But something else started to grow too. A quiet determination. If being not smart was the reason, then maybe it was time to change that. Not for them, but for something deeper. For self-worth. It didn't happen overnight. There was no magic moment where everything suddenly became easy. It started small. Spending a little more time studying. Asking questions, even when it felt embarrassing. Trying again, even after failing. There were setbacks. Many of them. Moments where giving up felt easier than continuing. But something had changed. This time, there was no one to compare with. No one to compete with. Only one goal. Be better than yesterday. And slowly, results started to change. Not perfect. Not amazing. But better. And with every small improvement, something new appeared. Confidence. For the first time, there was belief. Maybe I'm not what they thought I was. Years passed. The person who was once not smart enough had changed. Not just in studies, but in strength. There was understanding now. Intelligence wasn't just about marks. It was about persistence. It was about learning from failure. It was about not giving up when everything says you should. And that kind of intelligence had been built the hard way. There was no longer a need for approval. Because something more important had been found. Self-respect. Looking back, the pain was still there. But it no longer controlled everything. It had become part of the story. Not the ending. One day, there was a moment of reflection. A quiet realization. The past could not be changed. The decisions made by others could not be undone. But their meaning could be. Being left behind didn't mean being worthless. Being compared didn't mean being less. It just meant the wrong people failed to see the truth. And the truth was simple. Everyone grows differently. Everyone learns differently. Everyone shines, in their own time. The person who was once abandoned was never broken, just unseen. And sometimes, being unseen is what pushes you to finally see yourself. So if you've ever felt like you're not enough, if you've ever been compared, ignored, or left behind, remember this. Your value is not decided by someone else's opinion. It's built by your courage to keep going. And one day, you won't just prove them wrong. You'll prove yourself right.